shipping, stitch, postage. Hi, Jeff Connolly, Rad Raptor Comics here. We're doing how-to videos now because we care about you and not just because of that sexy SEO. Today, I'm going to teach you how to ship a comic, hopefully quickly, because it's -4 outside today and we have to turn our heaters off when we make videos because they're so loud. So I'm getting colder by the second. This is a Gemini comic book mailer. Other people use other stuff other than this. I personally, they're made to ship comics. So if you use something else, like you're playing with fire, in my opinion. Now the first time I folded one of these, I had a lot of trouble figuring out how this is supposed to go. Because I'm not very smart. Real easy though. See the little label here. I'm gonna start with that on the bottom. This guy on here is where your comic's gonna ship. So you're just gonna fold this down, lift this up a little bit, and twist and fold it down. I feel like I need like a Julia Child voice or something. Next part is probably the one I get the most questions about, especially from a money perspective. Is this really necessary? But I personally, when I receive comics from other places, the places that do this and go this little extra mile, it means a lot, is I tape this part down. And it's just, you don't have to like excessively tape it. Like 1, 2, and then this guy here. The only difference it honestly makes is like places that don't do that, that thing's really springy. So when you open it up as an end user, it pops right up a like unwanted excitement in junior high math class. I'm professional, I swear. It's time for bubble wrap. So I get bubble wrap in like these extremely large things. I like them because of what I pay for them, and also they're perforated. So honestly, for most of your needs, 2 sheets of this stuff is perfect. And then we make a little bed for the comic to go to sleep in. This should go without saying, but always bag and board your comics. Don't be that guy. Always put this down in the center, like that. Fold over, and fold over. Remember, Invisible Girl likes the bubble bath. She wants to be in the bubbles, not outside the bubbles. So have the bubble wrap. That's a really gross analogy. Forget I hear. You want to make sure that your fold is going and hitting the bubble wrap and not the comic. Should be easy to do with a standard size comic book. And then I tape this guy here and tape. This over here. See, it should look pretty close to a really nice package at this point. That's what she's taped all around here. Now I've got this seam here. I always tape one completely around there. Especially with one comic, this right here is not a super tight fit. So I one completely around there as well. Gotta keep it tight. I also like to do 2 more small ones that just kind of reinforce the spot here. Because again, this is the area I'm worried about most, popping up prematurely. It's probably overkill, the amount of tape I use, but I'd rather have the reputation for like being extra careful than not careful enough. Now, if you've done your job with this thing, I give it the Maraca test. If you hear the comic moving, you've done it wrong. At this point, you're pretty much done. It's ready to ship. You can take this right to the post office. We've got a scale, and we actually upgraded to a Rolo printer here, so we're like printing off thermal labels. If like you're just sending your cousin in Philadelphia a Christmas present, it's probably overkill. But the nice thing, if you do print off the labels yourself, is you can just put them out where you get your mail, and the post office carrier will actually pick them right up. Except for today is Martin Luther King Day, and very cold. I should wrap this up soon. Now, legally speaking, comic books do not qualify for media mail, even though a lot of people use it. We can't really get away with that because they know what we're shipping. And other people do. My recommendation and my personal opinion is don't go for the cheapest shipping. Even when you're buying comics from other people, just pay the shipping, because the less it's out there in the postal system, the better. We ship most of our stuff first class or priority based on weight. Even though we tape this up really well, and I trust our postal workers probably better than most, the longer you have it out there in that system, stuff happens. statistically less likely to happen when you get it faster through, and when you're paying more for the service. Just pay for good shipping. That covers, obviously, how to ship one comic book, and there's other questions like how do you ship multiple comic books, and how do you ship a graded comic, and this sounds like a series. Because yeah, Jeff, you needed more things to do. That's okay, I'm just thinking about that sweet, sweet, sexy SEO.
SEO, SEO, Google, 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 Google.